Hey everybody, today I'm going to try to make a short little video on Winch Solenoid for this Arctic cat right here. And basically this solenoid would click when you turn the key on, but it was not sending power through. And it's a continuous duty solenoid that's made to be on, all the time. Some solenoids are not made to work that way, but this one's made to be energized all the time. And basically it comes on with the key. When you turn the key off, it de-energizes, so it's not sending power to the winch, so you can't use the winch without the key on. Basically, I'm just going to make a quick video on this. I'm going to try to fix this solenoid because it's bad, and people get used to throwing things away and not looking into them before they throw them away. And this solenoid is a made in USA solenoid. It's a good one. It's got some years on it now, but it still clicks, which means it energizes and it pulls the plunger down. So we're going to see if we can figure out exactly why it's not working, see if we can fix it real quick. All right, hopefully y'all can kind of see what I'm working with here. This is solenoid. I got it just stuck in the vise. This cap is just kind of pressed onto the end of here, and it's got a little bit of a bevel so that it fits tight once it gets over. And I think they've got some kind of adhesive or something on it from the factory. It might be like a Loctite or something like that. But I'm going to take a screwdriver and just try to get under this lip and pop it off the end. And then we'll see if we can take a look inside. Alright, it should be real close to just coming off. There we go. Alright, so here's inside the solenoid. You can see the cap. This is the inside of the cap. There's the outside. It just, you can see it kind of just has a little ridge to fit down on there. This is the plunger with a spring. And this copper piece that my fingers are touching is the contact, and it mates up with these two contacts right here. And you can see they're all just really dirty, and it's probably from sitting and just being old. It's probably 20 years old or better now. And basically, when you energize these posts, you'll have a ground and a hot. It's magnetic. It energizes the coils, and the magnetic forces pull this plunger down. Normally the plunger stays all the way up, which means you won't have any current passing through these two posts here. When you turn the key on and it energizes these solenoids, it pulls this down, the contacts make connection, and you have power straight through to your winch. So I'm going to clean this up and we'll see if we can get it working. Okay, I'm done cleaning the plunger. This side, this copper side right here is the one that actually mates with the contacts. It's pretty good, just maybe a few little dings, or I don't really think it's pitting, just maybe some little dents in it. And I went in and cleaned the top. There's really not much reason to. The outside of this didn't clean up as easily, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't do anything either. The plunger part here, I did just very lightly go over it with sandpaper and knock the, just the loose stuff off of it, shined it a little. I don't think there's any reason to put any grease or anything on it because you really don't want it sticking in here. It needs to just free float, and it's not a tight tolerance. So I've cleaned these contacts up, but what I've noticed is that they're grooved down quite a bit. Maybe you can see that ridge right here. And I'm thinking the plunger maybe doesn't have enough down travel, because I don't seem to be getting continuity across still with the plunger pushed down. So I'm thinking that it doesn't have enough down travel to touch these anymore because they're wore. So what I'm going to try to do is take this nut off, take the stud out, flip it over, so that the bottom of this contact is on the top, and that should get us back up to normal height when they were new. So I'm going to try that and I'll update. Alright, here is this contact removed, and you can see that is wore way down. And the plunger doesn't have enough down travel to make up for that wear. So that's probably arced a lot and stuff. That's probably mostly why all these contacts are so dirty. That and the age. But so if we flip it over, this side has been on the bottom. You can see it's dirty, but if I put these in upside down, they'll be basically like new again. They'll have to have the full length of the pad to wear on the top again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip them both over and I'll clean them up real quick while they're out, and I'll update once I've got them back installed. Oh, and this is an insulator. It's got an insulator on both sides, and you want to make sure you don't lose those, and because that keeps these from grounding through the body of the solenoid. You don't want that to happen, so just make sure you keep all that how it came apart. Alright, I've got both these flipped over, and they don't have any ridges, and they're good and flat on top. I've cleaned them up best I can without sanding on them too much. And so we'll put our plunger back in with the contact on it. You can kind of hear them smacking you can hear the plunger ring here smacking the contacts now. So we should be good to go ahead and put it back together. We'll go ahead and put the cap back on. I'm going to try to get it started by hand and then just peck it on the rest of the way with my hammer probably. I didn't put anything on it. You could probably put something, a little bit of Loctite or just anything you wanted on it just to help hold it, but I don't see that it's going to pop off. So there it is, it's back together. So we'll stick it back on the machine and see if it works. Alright, the solenoid is reinstalled, as you can see. I'm going to turn the key on and we should hear it click. You can hear when I turn the key on and off, it's clunking pretty hard. That's a good thing. Alright, it's reinstalled and it's clunking with the key turned on, so we know that the plunger is probably pulling in. So last thing to do, turn the key on. Right here's my winch control. So now, let's see what happens. Yep. It wasn't working at all before. So now, should be able to come in with it. Working perfect. So pretty nice to have that fixed without much work and very little investment. But I just like fixing things if I can instead of throwing them away and buying new things. So just keep that in mind next time you're working on something. Maybe you can save yourself some money and time, and sometimes it's even better than buying new. So thanks for watching. Do plan on working on my trucks some. The dually engine will probably be pretty soon. I'll try to make some videos on that and update as I get progress on that. So if you're interested in that, just stay tuned, and hopefully that'll be coming soon. So thanks again.